So today I'm going to walk you through why masturbation is healthy and what's normal, the 3 biggest mistakes most men make, with biological, emotional, and practical consequences, the simple action plan to retrain your body for stamina, control, and lasting confidence. Stick with me until the end because I'll also share a bonus tip that could completely change your experience in the bedroom. But first, do me a quick favor, hit that like button so this message reaches more men who need it. And tell me in the comments, where are you watching from today? I love seeing how far our community stretches across the world. And of course, if you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. This is where we get real about men's health without shame or myths. All right, let's get into it. Here's the truth most men never hear. Masturbation is training. Every time you do it, you're not just chasing release. You're teaching your brain and body how to respond to arousal. Your brain is a learning machine. Through a process called neuroplasticity, it wires itself based on repetition. So if you always do it fast, distracted, with porn blasting on a screen, and with the same tight grip every single time, guess what? That's the pattern your body learns. And that pattern doesn't stay private. It follows you into the bedroom. Biologically, this affects your dopamine pathways, your sensitivity to touch, and even how your pelvic floor muscles contract. Emotionally, it can lead to frustration, anxiety, and doubts about your masculinity. Practically, it means you may struggle to last with a partner, or even to get aroused without the perfect conditions you trained your body on. But here's the good news. Just like you can train bad habits, you can also retrain healthy ones. And that's exactly what we're about to cover. As I mentioned, I'm Dr. Nerita, and I've been a practicing urologist for over 12 years. I've sat across from thousands of men who whisper the same worries. Why can't I last? Why do I lose my erection with my partner? Why does porn feel exciting, but real sex doesn't hit the same? And in so many cases, the root cause isn't disease, hormones, or age. It's simply the habits they built when they were alone. So let's break this down step by step. Mistake number 1, rushing to finish. Tell me honestly, have you ever treated masturbation like a race? Maybe it's late at night, you're stressed, and you just want a quick release. Or maybe as a teenager, you worried about being caught, so you got into the habit of finishing fast. Here's the biological problem. When you rush, you're reinforcing premature ejaculation pathways. Your brain starts to associate arousal with urgency. Your body learns get in, get out, get it over with. And then when you're finally with a partner and want to slow down, your body doesn't know how. It falls back on the reflex you've been practicing. Emotionally, this creates a vicious cycle. You finish too fast, you feel anxious, anxiety increases stress hormones like cortisol, cortisol interferes with erections, now you're losing both control and performance. Practically, it means sex becomes stressful instead of pleasurable. Instead of enjoying connection and intimacy, you're stuck in your head thinking, please, not too fast this time. The fix: slow down. Turn your solo time into training for stamina. Use the start-stop method. Get close to climax, then pause. Let the arousal cool, then build it again. Practice edging. Stay at a high level of arousal without finishing. You're teaching your body that arousal is not a sprint. It's something you can control, stretch, and savor. Think of it like building endurance at the gym. The more you practice control, the stronger your sexual stamina becomes. Mistake number 2, relying on porn. Let's be real, porn is everywhere, it's accessible in seconds, and it feels exciting. But here's the truth. Porn is junk food for your brain. Biologically, porn hijacks your dopamine system. Every time you click a new video, your brain gets a surge of novelty-driven dopamine. But over time, your brain adapts. It needs more extreme, more novel, more intense content just to get the same effect. That means when you're with a real partner, someone you love, someone who's right in front of you, it may feel flat. This is what we call porn-induced erectile dysfunction, PIED. Emotionally, this creates guilt and confusion. Men tell me, I love my partner, I find her beautiful, but I can't get turned on without a screen. That disconnect is heartbreaking. Practically, it means you're comparing real intimacy, the smell, the skin, the warmth, the unpredictability, to a scripted, edited performance that was never reality in the first place. The fix: retrain your brain, start a digital detox. Take a break from visual porn. Use your imagination. Fantasy, memory, even audio or literature if you need a softer stepping stone. At first, it'll feel harder. That's normal. Your brain is craving the easy dopamine hit. But over time, you'll become more sensitive to touch, more present in real intimacy, and more satisfied with your partner. This isn't about shame, it's about freedom, reclaiming your arousal so it responds to real connection, not just pixels on a screen. Mistake number 3, the death grip and repetition. Here's one most men don't think about. Do you always do it the same way? Same hand, same grip, same position, same pressure, maybe with a very tight, rigid hold? Here's the biological consequence. You're conditioning your nerves and pelvic muscles to only respond to one specific type of stimulation. That's called a narrow arousal script. So when you're with a partner and the stimulation is different, softer, wetter, slower, your brain says, this isn't right. And your arousal drops. Emotionally, this can be devastating. You start thinking, something's wrong with me. When in reality, you've just trained your body too specifically. Practically, it means sex can feel underwhelming, and you may lose sensation or erection in the middle of intimacy. The fix: variety. Use your non-dominant hand, change positions, sit, stand, lie differently. Loosen your grip, use lubricant, mimic the softness of real intimacy. Try edging with different speeds and rhythms. Think of it like cross-training for your sexuality. The more variety you build, the more adaptable your body becomes. That flexibility makes real sex far more enjoyable and responsive. Here's one that surprises a lot of men. Many struggle with condoms. They say it dulls sensation, interrupts rhythm, or makes them lose their erection. The solution: practice alone with condoms. Experiment with different brands, sizes, and textures until you find one that feels natural. Use lube to improve comfort and glide. This way, when you're with a partner, the condom isn't a distraction. It's already part of your routine. That small adjustment can completely change your confidence in real encounters. So let's pull this together into a clear action plan. Slow down your solo sessions. Train for stamina. Detox from porn and retrain your brain to respond to real intimacy. Mix up your technique. Build flexibility in your arousal pathways. Practice with condoms so they're no longer a barrier, but just part of the flow. Do this consistently, and you'll notice stronger erections, more control over ejaculation, greater confidence with your partner, and most importantly, more pleasure, both physically and emotionally. Now, let me pause and say this. If you've been making these mistakes for years, you are not broken. You're human. You learned habits at one stage of life that don't serve you anymore. And the amazing thing about the human body, especially the male sexual system, is that it's adaptable. With the right adjustments, you can retrain it at any age. I've worked with men in their 30s, 50s, even 70s, who thought their best years were behind them. With patience, consistency, and the right mindset, they rediscovered stamina, sensitivity, and intimacy they thought was lost forever. So don't beat yourself up. Instead, see this as an opportunity to upgrade. Gentlemen, here's the bottom line. Masturbation is healthy, but the way you do it can either build you up or silently tear you down. If you make these small shifts, slowing down, stepping away from porn, adding variety, and practicing smart, you'll not only improve your solo sessions, you'll transform your performance, confidence, and connection with a partner. Because sexual health isn't just about erections, it's about dignity, freedom, and the joy of knowing your body works the way you want it to.